Okay, guys. I posted on my TikTok uh, what my next YouTube video can be about, and um, somebody commented and said about our next potential quarterback. Who could be the quarterback heading into 2021 for the Indianapolis Colts? And the answer to that is I don't know. I honestly don't know who could be the next potential quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts, and Frank Wright. Um, I've seen a couple rumors about Jameis Winston coming here to Indianapolis. Um, I've seen uh, trade reports about um, Jimmy Garoppolo coming here to Indianapolis. I've seen trade reports about Carson Wentz and how if Carson Wentz gets reunited with Frank Wright, maybe that will help him succeed a little bit more. Obviously, the Philadelphia Eagles are having quarterback problems and over there in Philadelphia as Jalen Hurts and uh, Carson Wentz are not starting to look too great, not looking too well as a as a team right now. As far as the Colts go for this season, I don't know. I don't know where the Colts would go wrong here. Um, Jameis Winston as a quarterback, he's horrible. Uh, he he signed with the Saints this past season, and it didn't look too great for him from the start. Um, he was supposed to be the backup for Drew Brees. Obviously, we know when Drew Brees went down with that rib injury, I believe. Um, Taysom Hill took over for Drew Brees, and it was supposed to be Jameis Winston taking over for Drew Brees, and that just did not happen. Um, so if that's all that's left on the table, and Jameis Winston's the only quarterback we can pick up and get this offseason, then uh, I guess the Indianapolis Colts and Frank Wright just have to figure it out from here on out. Obviously, we're gonna have to try and lower those interceptions. Those interceptions really need to lower, and Jameis Winston really needs to um, hit the ground running here if he comes to Indianapolis, as most people would say. And um, I've heard Frank Wright and um, the owner of the Colts, Jim Irsay, say that we're only a quarterback away, and will Jameis Winston lead us to a Super Bowl? No, I don't think he's good enough to beat the Bills. I don't think he's good enough. I mean, sure, our defense plays well in the second half. Sure, that's very true. Um, but Jameis Winston being the quarterback to lead us to a Super Bowl and to win a Super Bowl here in Indianapolis, I just think it's going to be taking a couple more years, if not, I think 2 to 3 more years, and the Colts will be contenders, if not in the Super Bowl in the next 2 to 3 years. As the Colts continue to find a quarterback and continue to look for a quarterback, um, obviously we just talked about lowering Jameis Winston's interception to touchdown ratio. The touchdowns need to be higher than the interceptions. Obviously, Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't think he'll come here to Indianapolis. And if he does, how will he perform? Obviously, the 49ers, after that 2019 Super Bowl run, they kind of fell off, didn't make the playoffs. Um, Garoppolo coming here to Indianapolis just don't seem like a good ideal for the Indianapolis Colts. Don't seem like a good fit. Carson Wentz, obviously he's known for his injuries there in Philadelphia. Um, that one good season he had in 2017 was on his way to be an MVP type candidate, and it looked to be a great future ahead of him. And obviously the Colts took their offensive coordinator in Frank Wright, and well, that's when that team started dwindling away. Um, there was hints and rumors out there about Matthew Stafford, and the Colts were actively involved with Matthew Stafford, but the Rams come in clutch type situation, as Matthew Stafford and the Indianapolis Colts were close to working out a deal, and the Rams come in and clutch and offer him 2 first-round picks, a second and a third. And, well, the Indianapolis Colts did not get Matthew Stafford, so he's out of here. He's out of the conversation. What happens if the Colts don't get a quarterback here in this offseason? Obviously, that means that leaves the draft. And the draft is filled or loaded with quarterbacks this offseason. But this draft and every quarterback in the draft this season is going top 10, and if the Colts can't get a quarterback like Jameis Winston or Jimmy Garoppolo, then what do? And obviously that leaves them having to work for the draft. And if they have to draft a quarterback, obviously we do have third-year quarterback Jacob Eason under a contract. But if they do have to draft a quarterback and potentially get a rookie quarterback, then I do believe they would trade to where the Dolphins are, because the Dolphins already come out and said they're not drafting a quarterback. They have the quarterback of the future that they need. So I do believe we'd have to trade up to where the Dolphins are to get a reasonable quarterback out of this draft. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be a lot of work to get up there to the number 3 overall first-round pick. But if we don't get that necessary need right there and right now, this offseason, this free agency right here, then we're going to have to trade up and try and get the Dolphins to trade us their first round, 3rd overall pick. Yeah, that's really all I have right now. The Colts have everything. They just need that one position. If you haven't already seen it, I made a video about Colts QB. Colts quarterback questions continue to rise. That video will help explain why I made this video. This video is not particularly pointed toward me saying the Colts need help or the Colts need a quarterback ASAP, which they kind of do. The Colts do need a quarterback ASAP. There are several other teams out there, such as the Texans. I wrote the Texans off a long time ago after they come out and said that they would not trade, or they had no interest in trading Deshaun Watson to any other team. They want to keep him there in Houston. Obviously, the Texans went out and signed a head coach. I believe it was the Ravens quarterbacks coach, something like that. So after they signed him, Matt Rule, I believe, or whatever his name is, I don't know his name, so pardon me if I got it wrong. The Texans, they're not going to trade him to a division rival. They're not going to trade Deshaun Watson to a division rival, so you might as well just forget that one. Matthew Stafford has already been traded to the Rams, and Jared Goff was traded to the Lions. I made a video about that. It's named January 31st, 2021. I didn't put a title on it. I made a video about I forget the other one. It's a team game dating back to when Juju Smith-Schuster and the Steelers were kind of on that weak stretch there, losing 3 straight. It's a team game. The whole team has to be willing to win, and obviously those 3 games, the team was not on. The whole team, the defense, the offense, the wide receivers, the special teams, they wasn't on the same page. So, to you who recommended this video, Jameis Winston, Jimmy Garoppolo are our 2 main options here, or well, we have three options. Jameis Winston being the first option, Jimmy Garoppolo being the second, and Carson Wentz being the third. So, here's your video, man. Hope you have a good night. Later.